Oh, wait, you want me to do something? Uh, okay, well, it's loading. Maybe my internet connection is slow. No, it's all good. It's working. Yeah, yeah, we're live. Who's counting? I mean, you beat me, I beat you. You know. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. Are you building a deck, George? Because, you know. I'm not going to cheat by looking at what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like we might have an audio issue. I'm gonna load up the video and check it again. Yeah, I'm just gonna double check. Um, yeah,
Test.
yeah. You're not
I think it's on now.
audible, George.
I
Looks like
think
you
it's
might.
on now. Are we able to? You know what? Let's turn this off and start over, so that we have a video that starts fresh. Does that make sense? And we can delete this one.
Okay. Well, whatever you want. I mean, I can always just when I create the saved version, I can just start it from this point rather than starting all over again.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So, hi everybody. We're starting our video sort of right after a few minutes in because we had an audio issue where you couldn't hear us. My name is George. That's John Paul over on the other side, and we're two of the devs on Chromancer, creating a bunch of videos in live stream sessions this summer as we approach open beta. And we're just going to be playing some games with different decks and showing you different deck strategies, different card strategies. And hopefully starting to generate a little bit of a regular thing here where we'll have an audience and we'll have people talking about how the game works. And these first couple of sessions are, even though we're doing them live, we haven't really advertised them, so we don't have too much of an audience. So you might be watching this video after the fact. So by all means, just keep watching. We'll talk you through some of the strategy and so on. The date, if you're interested, is a few days before Gen Con, where we will be this summer. We'll also be at PAX Prime like we were last year. Hope that we'll see you there, or that we will have seen you there by the time you see this video. So today I'm just going to put together a yellow deck, which I've been doing sitting here in the Seal Forge, which is our alpha version of our deck building tool, and John Paul will be playing a red deck. And we'll just play through one game and chat about it a little bit. That's, once again, John Paul sitting across from me. You can see him on the other side of the screen. I'm George over here.
All right, how's that deck coming along, George? I'm eager to.
So I've thrown in a bunch of creatures and a couple of spells. I'm actually making it a yellow and a gray deck. So now I'm going to throw in basically some gray cards here. Gray is a color that plays with a lot of items, which is something we haven't really shown you too much of before. So I'm going to do that now. And click to have that be added. And click. Hang on a second. You know what? I'm actually going to. I just decided that I'm going to add one other thing to this deck, and then we'll be done. You see that I'm taking out the hills. The hills didn't actually line up with my creatures the way I wanted them to, just because of what I ended up choosing. Our fields are income producers. They also tend to line up with creatures. Some creatures will be stronger in forests, some will be stronger in hills. In this case, I'm adding mountains to the deck because I'm going to add a structure, a couple cards to my deck called Gold Mine, which I'd like to be able to build, and you can only build those in the mountains. Actually, I'm not even sure you might be able to build those in the hills too, come to think of it. Have to check the card status on that one. I'll do that in game. I'll show you how that's done. But I'm going to stick that in there. That should be a fine deck to play against JP. Going to save this as new. I'm going to save the name as... sorry, the whole screen isn't quite in front of you here. It's being cut off by our live stream, but we're about to get into the game, and you will see everything. I'm going to call this one Yellow Gray Doom. Save as new. Okie dokie. And let's hop into a game here. Join game. Look, John Paul's hosting a game, and I'm going to use this deck that I just made. Yellow Gray Doom, I believe it's called. Is that what you heard? Yes. Great. Okay. Here we go. Let me just adjust this slightly up for you so you can see it better on your screen. Here we go. Okay, on guard, JP. Oh, I guess it's my turn first. So we start the game of Chromancer out with the setup phase where we lay our fields and we're going to lay our strongholds on top of them. Our fields define the play area, but also give us income. Our strongholds are the 3 targets of the game. The whole point of the game is to destroy your opponent's 3 strongholds. And those 3 strongholds are literally your deck, discard pile, and pool of resources. Those are the items that the opponent's trying to destroy, and they actually control the related game functions. So our deck controls our ability to draw, our bank controls our ability, or rather our pool of resources controls our ability to save income from turn to turn, and so on. And if we destroy any one of those 3 things on the opponent's side, the opponent isn't able to use that thing anymore. So I can disable my opponent from drawing cards for the rest of the game if I play it correctly. Anyhow, I don't know that we really need to walk through every single rule. We can sort of, explain by doing. So I'm happy to banter with you, JP.
Banter away, George. Let's see. I'll do that.
Cities, I see you're playing with. I think we should alter the color of the city tile so that it's a little bit more neutral than that baby vomit green, which makes it look a lot like our hills or swamps, our plains. I think our plains need to be yellower and our cities need to be whiter. That's how I look at it. I actually have a list of graphical upgrades for our art director, Dave, which I will send to him when I have a moment. Okay.
And now everyone knows that. But thanks, George.
Well, why is it bad for everyone to know that?
No, it's not. It's one of those exciting tidbits of information
that you think that
everyone's
stop sharing.
Everyone's dying to know.
Okay. Well, the first thing that I noticed is that I somehow have less money than I should. As you can see, this is a beta where there are still some bugs, and what often will happen is if a card is still a little bit buggy, some of the various game effects will be messed up. I have a card that affects... Oh, you know what? It's not bug at all. Never mind. I have a card in my hand that when you draw it, you lose money. And I didn't realize I had it in my hand. An ogre here called a Greedmonger Ogre. It basically steals 2 from you as soon as you draw it. So it's pretty bad to have in your starting hand in the sense that you start most turns, most of the time you start the game with 3. This time I only started with 1, and it sort of disabled me to do anything intelligent on my first turn. I'll just have to wait a turn. I played a couple extra lands up my income. All on you, JP. I sort of feel free explaining to people what's in my hand since you could theoretically just look at your screen and see it and cheat.
I could, with a little bit of a delay, because there is a delay on Twitch.
Yes. I did not just draw something. John Paul should play now before he sees anything.
Nah. Let's see. Oh man, this is not a very attractive starting hand.
Not enough female card art for you?
No, it's not enough. All right.
See what I did
Back
there.
to you, George. Back to you.
Well, that was fast. How kind. That's some real etiquette you've got going there. Now, the good news about these Greedmonger Ogres, even though they're very annoyingly good at stealing your money. Oh, you know what? I just drew another one and stole more of my money, so now I can't play the other one. You stupid Greedmonger Ogres. All right, well, I better end my turn. I was going to say they're cheap to play. They only cost 5, but if you keep drawing them and then you don't have 5 anymore, you can't do very much. I'll have to do it next time.
So what Draco suggests that we should change the stream name from the long-winded Chromancer Nights with George and JP.
Is he watching?
Yeah.
The long-winded Chromancer? We're not long-winded.
That's my own description is long-winded.
I might start introducing myself as Pierre.
Oh, that sounds incredible. Why would you do that?
You're supposed to ask me what my last name is. Play to the joke, please.
Oh my god. Oh god. Who is Pierre?
No, not so foreign. It's not who is Pierre. It's Pierre who. Who is Pierre? What kind of response? Knock, knock. Who is at the door? It's not how you say the answer. Never mind. So I was going to say Pierre, and you say?
Pierre who?
Pierre, because my bladder's empty.
Oh God.
I thought it was funny.
Oh
Okay,
God.
so here's an interesting little thing that doesn't happen very often. That's kind of cool. In Chromancer, you can draw cards whenever you want. The first card you draw every turn costs only 0. I actually thought for a moment about whether I wanted to draw that first card that costs 0 because I had the possibility of drawing a card that costs me money to draw, even though the draw cost was 0. So if I had drawn another Big Monger Ogre with that 0 cost card, it would have cost me income anyway. I wouldn't have had a choice about it. It would have drained me, and then I wouldn't have been able to play. So I probably should have not drawn the card. I did. I took the risk before I played this guy. But oh well. Let's see. He's got a Merilith out. That's not actually the card art for Merilith, but Merilith looks more like a huge Lamia or Naga, a big Medusa thing with snakes. But it's pretty damn scary. Let me inspect this to show you. So you see we've got an inspector mode here that shows you a card. This is obviously the card art with all the little descriptions on it, and then I've got the text here. And a lot of different abilities here. In particular, we've got Anger, Attacker, Demon Scorn, Onslaught. Wow, this thing does a lot. First of all, it hits all of my creatures in the lane across from it when it attacks. It group attacks, basically. It gets stronger as it continues to do damage, etc., etc. It's really a jerk of a creature. Yeah. So I can
Let's
dispatch
see.
it quickly. Let me look at my ogre here. Ooh, that's pretty nice.
This is
See
kind
how
of
it's half
interesting.
yellow, half gray because it's a 2-color card? That's pretty neat, right, guys? Ogre. Greedmonger. Ogre. Raw.
Yeah, George, you should have been an actor, I think.
Who says I'm not? Ah. Never mind. I'm actually playing the role of John Paul as well. That's also me in the other window. See how I laughed at my own joke? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, little known trivia about John Paul, since he's our guest player today. Actually, he's not our guest player. He's he's
not.
always our player. But a little known trivia about John Paul. First of all, oh, hang on, stop attacking me while I'm giving trivia. Let's see here. Well, I guess I can't move. That's interesting and weird. What the hell? I guess I moved already. All right, well, you can attack my guy, jerk. Take him down to 2 life, why don't you? I was going to say, aside from the fact that John Paul resembles Éomer from The Lord of the Rings, a little known fact is that his extremely, extremely full beard is not actually a beard. It's nose hair
It's not.
that has been combed down and around in a very
Oh,
beautiful
gosh.
fashion. It's really quite nice. Really quite nice. And then it connects through the sideburns up and over into the eyebrows. It's very it's elaborate.
Okay.
That's little known trivia. Well, I have to fill the silence if all you're going to do is sit there and do nothing.
Well, I'm thinking. I'm a
You're a
thinker,
thinker.
not a
Not that
fighter.
anyone's counting, but the score is 0-2. Is that why you're thinking?
Let's see. What am I doing here? I'll do this. Do that.
He burned a card. So John Paul destroyed a card permanently out of his hand and left the game forever in order to gain a little bit of money, probably to play a card. At least playing Dacia. Those are little demons that are very good at casting spells. It makes me think that he wants to throw a spell at me, which is obviously not the best.
Yeah, maybe.
Hang on a second. How does Maravane work on the Marilith? It's right. It's basically if you have other colors in your color pool besides the red, your Marilith does less well.
George, why don't you hop into? Oh, you can't because you're hosting the stream. Is that it?
I
was gonna
if I
suggest
knew
you
what the
hop-
rest of the question was, I might be able to answer.
Yeah, hop into Twitch chat.
Oh, that would be difficult.
Yeah, you can't really do that.
I could try. This would be a good test for future Twitchery. I would just have to do it off screen. I'll open a window here. I'll go to the Twitch channel, and then I will. Although it's going to echo for me, right?
Just don't play the stream. Just get into the chat. I think because Draco's asking questions about your hand, and I don't have visibility in your hand, so.
Okay. So I'm just going to put this off screen, guys, so that it's not in the way, and see if I actually can manage to be in the Twitch chat while I play. That's not a bad idea. Good to know for the future.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the world's leading
no.
childhood cancer research center and hospital, is partnering with GameStop and
coming through on the channel there. Okay, I believe I'm in the chat. Oh, I need to be logged in. Are you logged in as us?
Yeah, as admin, as Chromancer, yeah.
Should I log in as someone else?
Do you?
I'm not sure that I even have a Twitch login other than ours that I could think of. Well, that's just because that's always the one that I use. I mean, I probably do. I just can't remember what it is at the moment. Let's see. Actually, maybe.
I think he's asking, just to like answer the question. He's asking why you wouldn't. Let's see. If you want to play the ogre, do so before drawing, just in case. Since the ogre steals a card, or steals, what's it called?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Let me just log in as Chromancer and we can both chat. What is it again? Oh, you don't want to tell me over the air. I know what the password is, but what's the username?
Chromancer. I'm logged in there.
So you're saying is I shouldn't log in?
I guess you could try, but
Is it a password that I remember?
yeah.
And that's as much information as we're going to give you. Oh, brother. Okay. Well, I can't actually see any part of the chat, but did the test work? And that's as much information as we're going to give you.
Yeah, you're there. Just got to go to chat.
All right, hang on. Brother. I'm hearing myself in my ears, so let's make sure that we're not creating an echo stream. I can't see any part of the chat, but did the test work? And that's as much information as we're going to give you.
Yeah, you're there.
Okay, I think I started creating a little bit of a chat loop in there, which I've now turned off. Because I heard that in my ear like 4 times. Anyhow, let me just say hello to the chat.
All right, play, man,
Well,
play.
excuse me, I was doing what you were asking me to do. Now we know for next time to set it up this way. Okay, and I will, oh, well, you know what? I have to just change the size of this window now. Thanks a lot. Okay, so my turn, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Draco made a good point in the chat, I think earlier. He's watching right now. He's one of our longtime loyal and dedicated members. You, of course, if you're listening to this stream later on, will know him as one of the people that has a lot of cards that you don't have. No, I'm kidding. But a lot of the original edition cards, because we like to give those things away to our early adopters, especially our loyal ones. Anyway, this gentleman has posed, I think, a fairly good query, which is, a little bit of the nuance of why one would change the order of drawing a card before playing a creature. When we're talking about the ogre, when you draw the ogre, it steals 2 chroma from you. It has this ability called tap 2. Any type of card, doesn't have to be a creature, can have tap. The ogre has tap 2. It steals 2 chroma from you as soon as you draw it. The thing is that if you have no chroma, it won't steal anything from you, so you kind of get away with it. So if you have exactly 5 chroma, which I did, the order in which you do things in Chromancer is your own choice. You don't actually have to draw a card before you play a creature or vice versa. So because I had exactly 5 chroma, it would have been smarter for me to play the ogre first, use my 5 chroma, be at 0, and then draw the free card. I would still be able to draw it because the cost of the draw was 0, but of course in that case if I had drawn another ogre, it wouldn't be able to drain me. Whereas if I had drawn first, I might have been drawn down to 3 because of the ogre's tap, and then I would have been able to play my ogre. So that was a very good point by the gentleman in our chat. And now I'm being attacked by this Marilith. It will kill my ogre. John Paul is playing smart. He knows what he's doing. He's playing a red deck, and red decks The more aggressive they are, the better they do. So I'm just going to dodge this attack just in the attempt to keep my guy alive and let my castle take the damage. Luckily, the Merilith only did so much damage to my castle. The Merilith is basically a creature, and now he's casting a fireball on me, so it doesn't even matter. I'm gonna bite the dust. I'll see if I can run away here, but I don't think I can get out of the range of that fireball. Oh,
Nope.
No?
You shouldn't be able to.
Well, I was able to. Were you not across from me when you cast it?
I thought fireball was 4 range, or did we change that? Oh, it's 2.
It's 2 range. Yeah, so you should have moved to across from my guy before casting it. Ogres are very fast. Well, actually, ogres are not very fast. The Greedmonger Ogre is interesting. Its attack power and its movement are both related to how many strongholds the opponent still has in play. So if you have all of your 3 strongholds still up in play, like at the beginning of the game, my guy's faster and stronger. Towards the end of the game, he's actually quite weak if I have knocked some of your things down. Anyway, that's just the way that guy works. Now, I've drawn this really great gold mine, but it costs 11 to play, even though it gives me 5 income. So, I might just save income for a turn. I could play another ogre, but I think I'd rather be slow and get the big income boost next turn. Anyhow, explain the little qualities at the bottom of the screen here to me, John Paul, on the Twitch channel, since you're the expert. The little red silhouette of a person with a number next to it, that's how many people are actually live watching the stream?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Does that include me and you?
Well, we're just one person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So don't worry about that.
Well, I'm just trying to do the math.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on you right now?
Wait, is it on me? Is it my turn, you mean?
I believe that's what I mean. And it is on you. It is your turn.
It is my turn.
It is.
All right, then. Well, still try to kill your guy.
Well, that's nice of you. Jerk. Real problem is that if he knocks money out of my bank, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If he takes 2 out of my bank, I'm not going to have enough. You know what? I have to die. Oh, well. I'll let him kill my guy so that I can absorb the damage. Soak the damage instead of letting my bank take it because I need my money. Oh, no, shit. Pause. Excuse my language. If my guy is dead, there won't be anybody to build the structure. So I'm going to dodge with him. See what happens. 0? How did you hit my bank for 3? Oh, because your stupid Merilith has anger, so every time it attacks, it gains attack power. So I thought it had 2, but it had 3. Well, that's annoying. Stupid jerk.
It is. I am.
So my income is actually only 6, too, because my stupid ogre has an upkeep, rather. Oh, well. What did he just play? I played a Hordling. See how the Hordling's actually animated? I don't know if you can see that, guys, because it's all tiny there. But that is actually animated. We're starting to get our animations in. You'll see that right now the way our sprites are working, our animated sprites are a little bit smaller than they're supposed to be, but we will remedy that. It is good news in that, indeed, we have more people in the chat now. I lost my train of thought. What else is new? Okay. I guess the question is, do I burn 5 things in order to play this 1 gold mine? Gosh, gold mine is expensive. Who invented these cards? Goodness sake.
You did, George.
Yeah, thanks.
You have like almost a full set of fields. That's impressive.
Well, what the problem is that this stupid red keeps beating down on me, and I don't have the ability to defend myself here very effectively. If I give myself 3 defense, will I be able to survive a Merilith attack? Probably. You know what? Let's go about this another way. Let's put another ogre into play here. And then in the meantime, kill that. Go a little bit on the offensive. Man, you know, as I play Chromancer, I realize, and I think that some of our players have said this, I realize how important upkeep is. Creatures with upkeep, it's such an expense. It's so expensive. They tend to be good creatures, but goodness gracious.
Yeah, expensive.
Expensive, hard to maintain. I don't know why you're allowing your Hordling to soak this. He's just going to die.
Well, I mean,
Did you
your guy has
corporeal
4
fire
attack.
him or something?
No. But my graveyard is
Oh, it's down.
is at risk.
I see.
So
Well then.
well. Wait, unpause.
Yeah, unpause. Okay. Guess I could attack again. Try to remove your land, but try to kill your graveyard or something. Bank 1, and you're just going to destroy my bank. I won't do that. I'll end my turn. Although, hang on. Then you could just attack with your Data. Oh, your Data doesn't have any attack power. Okay, I'll end my turn.
All right. Let's see what we got. What do we got?
Oh, brother. I wonder how things will change when we implement a game clock. You know, that only allows people to take so long. Did you just attack my ogre with your Maryland? Oh, you did, but you attacked the fresh one, so it had full life. Luckily for me, because otherwise it would have died. It's down to 1. Both of them are down to 1. It's very jerky. Seems like the ogres are coming into play with 0 movement. That's actually a bug that I need to fix. They should be coming into play with their normal amount of movement, which again is related to the number of strongholds the opponent has currently in play. So it would be 3. You know what? It's not even strongholds, it's structures. If you built a bunch of structures, my ogres would get much stronger. That's a very typical yellow trait. Yellow is an attrition color, but it's also a color that it matches power. So if your opponent is very strong in some areas, yellow will either bring the opponent down to its level with attrition, or it will benefit from the opponent's power and bring itself up. An example of that is probably my favorite yellow structure, which we'll use maybe in a next game, called Vexling Nest. And it's a structure that all you do is you build it anywhere you want, and it steals all the income that happens in the lane across from it. So if the opponent builds some huge structure that generates all kinds of income, you can just build one of those across from it, and it will steal his income every turn. It's even better than disabling the opponent's structure, because it basically makes it yours.
George, it is your turn,
Great.
by the way.
I will draw. I have 7 chroma. I will... I'd like to stand pat. It's going to be a little tough to do. I could draw and hope to get a mountains and maybe increase my income by 1, but that's kind of a wash. Let's see what happens if well, shall I equip an item that gives me more defense? The Marilith will still kill me in 1 hit. Either way. Of course, I'll kill the Marilith back. What will the defense do for me? It won't do anything. The Data is not going to be able to hurt me except with a spell. Okay, end turn. Frickin' Marilith. Big, strong guy. I don't like strong creatures when they're not mine. Good news is I think it has a decent upkeep that it's imposing on you.
Let's
your
see.
income is... What is your income now? 4?
My income is 5.
So the Data is not... right, the Data is not giving you an upkeep. Datas are cheap. That's good. Data has basically no attack power, which is its drawback, but man, is it a good creature. It basically makes all of your spells stronger. It has 2 abilities. It has an ability called Caster, which means when it actually uses a feat, which is a creature-oriented spell, that's better. But I think even more importantly, it has a trait called Wizardry, Red Wizardry in particular, Red Wizardry with the power of 1, which means every single spell that John Paul ever casts that's red is now going to have +1 power, just because he has that creature in play. So it can be very effective for damage spells, and he has a bunch of spells in there called Demon Fire, which he's using now, which he can target 2 different things. So he could hit each of my ogres with that demon fire, and each of the targets will do extra damage because of the extra damage from the red thing. We have a question in the chat. Are we planning on having a zooming? That's not a bad idea. I mean, I think we should. The problem with it is it's difficult to implement in a very good UI way. I think it's necessary myself, especially it's going to be necessary to find some kind of a solution for that when we move to mobile, obviously. I don't really know what to do here. I think I'm pretty much screwed. I don't think there's any way for me to dodge this. Because Demon Fire is a spell. Wow, you jerk. And there go both of my creatures at the same time. Yeah. Wow. Maybe I shouldn't be telling John Paul what my strategy is as I play, by the way. Gosh, I hope he doesn't attack my bank.
Wait, I thought Demon Fire only had 2 range. What's this whole...
It's a spell. It's coming out of your Chromancer hand. It doesn't have a range. You can hit anything with it. Range is only relevant when something comes from a creature.
Okay. Well, we need to adjust the inspector because it still is indicating some kind of range. So that's why I was confused.
Yeah. So yeah, Francesco, I hope that answer was not too confusing. I know that we're sort of chatting through everything here, and I'm not actually typing into the window. It looks like you got it. But yeah, I mean, to re-answer, even though I already did, yes, we should have some kind of a zoom. Man, it's tough, honestly, getting through long to-do lists of features that we want because our priorities always have to be, at least right now, what's most essential for a launch so that the launch itself is successful. And once we have a player base and we have a good number of people in the system, it really enables us to do a lot more. So anyhow, but it's a great idea and something we should do. So I've got 7 chroma now, thanks to the ogre I just drew that cost me 2 more. Stupid bastard ogre. For anyone who didn't hear me earlier in the stream, ogres have the ability tap 2, which is a negative ability. Any card can have it. It means that when you draw it, it drains 2 chroma from you instantly when you draw the card. Kind of annoying, but what are you going to do? It's an ogre. Do I have enough to play this? I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Man, I just need some more money. Shall I burn 3 cards and go all out here? I really think I'm going to have too much of a chance if I do it. You know what? I'm going to burn 3 cards. Let's try playing this a little bit more aggressively. Burn 3 cards here. Get myself 5. And with that 5, I'm going to equip this Greedmonger Ogre with a titanium shield that's going to give him a whole bunch of defense. So it's going to be tough for his Merilith to do anything to me because that defense is super, super up there now. Titanium shield gives you, I think, 3 or 4 physical defense. And I'm also going to equip him with this Ring of the Palatine, which is a nice little gray item. It's an accessory. The cool thing about accessories is they're not like armor or weapons. You can only have 1 armor or 1 weapon as a creature. But you can have unlimited accessories and they stack. For every Ring of the Palatine that I have, it's a healing item. Every time he gets damaged, he instantly heals for 1. So combine that with high defense, which is already going to reduce the amount of damage, and my ogre is going to be very hard to kill. And that ring will also heal spell damage. So he's got 9 life because the titanium shield gave him a life boost as well. The ring gave him a life boost as well. So hopefully this guy will survive a little bit better than my other guys. Let me end my turn and see how JP responds to this.
Let's see how I respond to that.
I don't mean to jump the gun either or tell JP what to do, but he is playing a red deck, and again, most of my defense here is physical, so obviously spells are still problematic for me, and I'm guessing that's what he's probably going to end up with. That stupid Datya, because actually it has Red Caster 2, not 1, it can throw a fireball at me for 6 damage. Well,
oh wait, did you say fireball?
I hate predicting what you're going to do and getting screwed as a result. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to take that damage. I did heal 1 of it, but how did you hit me for 7? 8 even? How did you hit me for 8? What is going on? Do you have other Davias in play that I don't know about?
No. The titanium shield gives you
Oh my
-2
god, the
magic
Titanium
defense.
Shield. What a bad choice against a red deck. That's right. Titanium Shield is a very cheap item with tons of defense, which is great, but it also gives you negative defense on magic. So it actually cost me 2 more damage. That's a good point. Wow, I hate you so much. And now you're going to kill me. I can't believe this. I had such a good win streak against this guy. I see your comment, Francesco. Again, sorry for... You know what? I'm just going to type. I'm just going to type to the chat.
Type the chat.
Yes. You know what? Why do I want to pay attention to this game where I'm getting my butt kicked? Stupid John Paul. Using a deck that I built for him.
George, you're embarrassing me.
Embarrassing, yeah. I basically did what you told me to because I had the screen open. It's not embarrassing. I guess I'm about to lose my bank. If I burn this, is it going to save it? It won't matter because he has another creature. All right. Just go ahead and win.
The other creature has summoning.
John Paul. I just want to point out that if you press, there is a secret developer shortcut that we've hard-coded. If you just press Alt and F4, it destroys my castle and graveyard instantly.
Is that so?
Yeah. I hope you don't do it.
Isn't that used to work like in the early 2000s maybe?
Yeah. What my favorite one was when you're in a game and somebody says, "Oh look," and you're like typing into a public chat, and they say, "Oh look, if you type your password, it gets asterisked out," and then they type like a bunch of asterisks, and you get all these people like typing like Sentinel 25 and like I have a big 128 and like these things that like clearly first of all they don't want to admit as their password, and second of all like then you notice that the person who said that immediately logs out and you're like, uh-oh, this is not good. This is bad.
George, did you foment this?
I did not. I was witnessing these things in like MMORPGs where you stand in like one place and there's all these people congregating, and then like 10 minutes later you see the other account log in and he's wearing like the same outfit that the previous account had, and you think to yourself, I wonder if that's stolen.
George, you do realize it is your turn.
It is my turn
to lose.
I'm just gonna give up. I can't believe this. It's too bad that I'm playing ogres and that I don't have anything more useful in my deck to beat you up with. Oh wait, there's a slime. And there's a lice on the slime. Now I have 2 of them. Oh, this is going to be real bad for you.
Why is it going to be real?
I think slimes are my only hope at this point because they actually can resist magic damage. So in terms of the animation, which we mentioned earlier, we have sharks and hordlings now animated, and since we're giving, since our tutorial is like the main thing that's running at the conventions that we'll be at this weekend in PAX, people will actually be able to see animations, which is pretty cool. Hopefully all these other animations will get in soon. We actually have the animations for all these different sprites, by the way. It's difficult to implement them because you have to line up all the frames correctly, and it's a bunch of work. But we'll get there. Man, I wish these things were a little bigger. They are, obviously the Twitch stream itself isn't helping, but they do look better when they're bigger and you can see them. And they do have attack animations, by the way. When JP's attacking, the little hordling is jumping forward and grabbing with both claws, and it's very... what are you doing? You're attacking my slime with your Merilith. God, your stupid Merilith needs to hurry up and die. Oh, and you have a black Balrog out now too. Great.
It will
That's
happen
awesome.
pretty soon. It only has like 2 lives.
Well, it's been killing everything. How did you kill both of them? Oh, you're stupid. I should have moved one of them. I'm so dumb. So again, Meriliths attack groups. So your Merilith killed both of my slimes simultaneously. God, you are such an annoying opponent.
I mean, I'm sorry, George.
Stupid Merilith.
The Merilith was really like the bane of your existence.
I built the worst deck to play against Merilith. I should have put all kinds of other things in your deck, but I gave you Merilith. Oh well. It's a good card. Oh, attack my land. Why don't you? Fine.
I am.
This game never happened. We're deleting this live stream after And we'll just put a little like text summary. George beats John Paul. That's all we need. There aren't any witnesses, except the witnesses.
I think the problem is that your the creatures that you had out only had one attack to begin with, and so.
What do you mean they only had one attack? They had several attack.
Wait, didn't your ogres start with like one attack or something?
They had 3 attack each. Your stupid Marilith was just a huge, big creature that wouldn't die. Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't have that much, but they were supposed to. I guess I'll just play an ogre and give them a ring. Since I don't really have anything else to do at this point.
Yeah, your ogre starts with one attack.
I think the ogres might have a couple little bugs happening with them. It shouldn't start with one attack. It should start with 3.
Well, how's
it starting with one attack? Are you just inspecting it?
Yeah, inspecting.
Oh, I guess it's at the start of my turn is why. Okay, and it's not triggering when I play it because it's just the start of my turn. It's actually implemented correctly, and that's probably my bad for listing it as at the start of your turn. It should be at the start of your turn and when you play it. Let me be clear about the comment I just made because I know that I was rambling. It didn't make sense. The ogre, the Greedmonger ogre, has an ability where it gets +1 to all of its attack. Excuse me, +1 to all of its attacks, and also +1 to. You know what? I'm going to let that attack go through, and also +1 to. I shouldn't have done that. Also +1 to its movement, so it gets +1 to all of its attacks and +1 to its movement for every stronghold the opponent has. But that bonus was only triggering at the beginning of my turn, and so since I had just played this turn, it didn't have an opportunity to get that bonus yet because it wasn't the start of my turn when I played it. So I have to wait. Darn it, I shouldn't have let you kill my graveyard. I should have blocked the first attack. Well, that's alright. That's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm about to draw a card that says you automatically win on my next turn. Darn it, stop attacking me. Alright, you can attack me. I don't know if you guys can see actually on the live stream, but the Hordling is right now doing its attack animation. It's jumping forward and raking with both claws. It's pretty tough to see, but you can see how it differs from this one here, which is just idling. It's probably just a few pixels big for you guys on the live stream, and I'm sorry about that, but anyhow. So, your Hordling survived somehow? Oh yeah, because it only had one attack, right? Lame. You should end your turn. I also don't understand how my ogre is down to 4 life.
I cast Corporeal Fire surreptitiously.
You're such a jerk. And now you're demon firing me? My god, what a jerk. I can't even keep anything alive for 1 turn. Stupid red. What an annoying color. Take care, Francesco. Thanks for popping by. He's just saying bye to us in the chat. He's popping back out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cheers, man. Thanks for joining. There's a witness to my victory.
Not yet. Not yet. You haven't won yet. And won't.
Sorry.
Because I have something up my sleeve here.
Okay. Let's see it.
Never mind. It turned out just to be my arm.
It turned out to be some arm hair.
Not just any arm hair. Oh, well, that's great. I drew a spell and an item and a structure. Well, that's helpful. Oh, well. Seems like I lost this game.
It's okay, George. It happens.
It does happen.
To me, a lot.
You can't win them all unless you play against John Paul. In which case you can, but probably won't anyway.
Making this as annoying for you as possible by...
All you're doing is you're making it take enough time that I can't have a rematch. That's real nice.
Okay.
Stupid Balrog.
I know, he's so dangerous.
You sound like a teenage girl describing a motorcycle riding high school boy that you have a crush on.
Or perhaps Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Dangerous.
I suppose that could be the reference if that's how you want to think about it.
Oh, come on.
Well, I guess I
I'm
basically
like,
have no
even,
choice other than to die next turn unless I burn all of my cards.
sorry, it wasn't Tom Cruise. It was
Goose,
it was
Val
the
Kilmer,
Iceman Goose. Yeah, yeah.
or
Val
Iceman.
Kilmer.
Rather, is Val Kilmer rather? Iceman
I
is.
think he's Iceman.
Yeah, Iceman.
Yeah.
Goose is like his sidekick that gets killed early in the movie, and the actor's name is something unknown, like
Oh no, it is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is dangerous. Yeah.
Jean Pierre Guzakis Pagnum or something. I mean, some name that nobody would remember. Maybe it was John Philippe. I don't remember. His name is Maverick. His name isn't Dangerous. His code name in the movie is Maverick.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the blank look. I'm just actually watching this, so I linked it to you in your Skype.
What do you mean you're watching?
Fact,
We're playing a live stream game, and you're watching a YouTube video?
Well, no. I just wanted to make sure that I found the right clip. I linked it in the chat.
Oh, well, that's nice. Let's encourage our users to not watch us on the live stream and to watch Top Gun.
Oh, look. Oh my God, I killed your one little creature.
Yeah, but now your guy got poisoned and he's going to die.
In like 7 turns, maybe.
Oh, I hate you so much. Just hurry up and... Oh my God. I hate your creatures. Wow.
Let me see if I can draw any more creatures.
You really...
Oh, this is good. Check this out. Boom. Look at that.
You drew an incendiary? Well, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Just
well, for everyone watching,
kill me for 3 more because the stupid Dacia is there.
Yep. Okay. Your turn.
Well, zippity doo dah. Oh, my castle is empty. Well, that's a good position to be in. I have no cards in my hand and no cards to draw. So every card in my deck has been banished. Technically, my castle is still standing. So, yeah. Actually, not every card in my deck has been banished. 6 of my cards are still here. My castle and my 5 mountains. So I might be able to beat you with those. All you have to do is not do anything for enough turns that I gain a whole lot of income. Never mind.
Nope. That also won't work. Let's see what I draw, just in case I win with it.
Just in case you draw a card that says, sorry, you lose.
Boom.
Well, I'm just not going to unpause. That's my strategy.
All right, George, let's call it a draw. All right.
You accepted the draw? Oh, you accepted the draw. All right. I'm 2-0-1. I'm undefeated against John Paul. All right, we'll call that one your slight victory in your favor. Good game, sir. Good game.
Oh my gosh.
Well played. So you guys can see that that was really an example of a game where I actually think we both played pretty decently because I didn't really waste turns. I didn't really waste actions. I got my creatures out. I played my creatures as I could. And I have to assure you that my deck is not a bad deck. That deck's actually pretty effective in a lot of cases. But as it happens, I was playing against a red deck that had a lot of spell damage and a lot of damage in general, and it was able to lock me down. It was able to outstrip me early in the game and keep me locked down, and I couldn't build anything up. And by the time I got, for example, even a Slime out, which has a little bit more resistance, his Merilith, which is a creature that builds up over time as it fights battles, was so strong it killed me in 1 hit, and so on and so on. So it was a bad matchup. So I think you can see that even at this primitive stage, matching colors and matching deck styles do matter, and they change the outcome of the game quite a bit.
Alrighty. This is Dr. Moozy Paloozy Baboozy. And I gotta sign off.
By which you're saying Dr. Sigmund Poulsborg would have cards in his castle. Thank you, mysterious guy in the chat. What is Draco talking about? Let's encourage our users not to watch us. My thoughts exactly.
I think he's criticizing my strategy.
Yes, good job there, John Paul. Dr. Sigmund Poulsborg.
Of our,
we are going to run into Dr. Sigmund Poulsborg again soon, I believe.
That's at the end of the month, but yeah, Poulsborg. That was in Seattle, wasn't it?
It's really Poulsbo RV, which is the best thing, but yes, Poulsborg. Anyhow, yeah, thanks for distracting us, Twitch channel chat. I can guess who might be talking about Dr. Sigmund Poulsborg.
Is that like a real person?
Well, it's not me. I'm sure it's Pete. Okay, that's enough out of you. Well, good game, sir. I guess no rematch is necessary.
Unfortunately, it's 1 a.m. plus, so I have to retire.
That's how you tell the time in Greece. You say 1 a.m. plus when it's past 1 a.m.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Not really.
Draco was able to predict my what I was talking about as the actual what was being said in chat, and I think it's only fair. All right, sir. Well, nice nose hair and good game. In case you missed it earlier, we were giving little known trivia and explaining that John Paul's beard is actually nose hair that's grown.
It's grown.
It's grown. It's grown. It's grown in a rather nice fashion. Anyway, yeah. Are you going to edit this video since the first part, like the first 10 minutes, where I had no sound, is not part of the video?
I will do that.
Okay. That
maybe.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll have more people. Actually, one thing that we're going to do is we're going to, when we start having a little bit more lively sessions, we'll probably have some press people involved with us in these sessions so that they can actually be asking us questions, and we can do a little bit of a question and answer session.
Yeah,
right.
we just are kind of throwing these together last minute, just when we have some spare time and feel like doing it. But
we'll have a little bit of an archive that way for when these things get rolling, which I think is a good plan.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys can look forward to more, especially as the game develops. Alrighty. Cheers, guys, and
I think we're logging off. And hopefully John Paul will log off so that I can take the chat advice and beat him while he's away.
All right. Later, guys.
Bye.